Can diabetics eat pizza? Here is what you need to know. If you have diabetes, you've certainly heard that certain foods and drinks, such as sugary drinks, refined grains, and confectionery, should be avoided or consumed in moderation. Of course, a nutrient-dense, whole foods diet with lots of protein, healthy fat, and fiber is optimal for everyone, not just those with diabetes. People with diabetes, on the other hand, can occasionally enjoy an unhealthy foods, such as pizza. People with diabetes can safely eat pizza, as explained in this video, which also offers advice on diabetes-friendly eating habits. Is pizza safe to eat for diabetic people? People with diabetes can eat any type of pizza, so the short answer is yes. There are a number of reasons why pizza consumption should be restricted, not just for those with diabetes. Here's why. Refined and total carbohydrate content. Refined carbs, such as the white flour used to produce pizza crust, should be avoided by everyone, regardless of whether they have diabetes or not. But diabetics, for example, need to be more careful about the amount of refined and total carbohydrates they consume. Protein and fiber have been removed from refined grains, making them less nutritious and more likely to raise blood sugar levels. Blood sugar levels are less affected by foods high in fiber and starch, such as whole, unprocessed grains or other nutrient-dense carbs. Refined carbs and ultra-processed foods like frozen pizzas have been linked to the following: a greater danger of developing type 2 diabetes, increased levels of fasting blood glucose, increased hemoglobin A1C, a measure of long-term blood sugar control. Diabetes patients should keep a close eye on their total carbohydrate intake, as well as the types of carbohydrates they consume. In part, this is due to the fact that carbohydrates are the macronutrient with the largest impact on blood glucose levels. On the other hand, a 100-gram piece of cheese pizza can have 30 grams of carbohydrates and only a modest amount of protein and very little fiber. This is roughly the equivalent of 2 servings of carbs. Because the amount of carbohydrates in a pizza slice can vary widely, it's important to keep that in mind while ordering. You could be getting about 4 servings worth of carbs, or 60 grams, from 2 slices of cheese pizza, which is a big amount. The daily value for carbs for a person consuming 2,000 calories per day is 275 grams, according to the FDA. Lots of salt. If you have diabetes, you may want to avoid pizza because it is heavy in sodium. Even 2 slices of Pizza Hut cheese pizza contain more than half of the daily recommended amount of sodium, 1,248 milligrams per meal. Having high blood pressure is a common complication of type 2 diabetes, and an excess of salt in the diet can worsen the condition. A lot of saturated fat. Saturated fat content in 2 pieces of Pizza Hut cheese pizza, 200 grams, is half of the current daily value for saturated fat. Increased insulin resistance, which worsens diabetic complications, may be a side effect of a high saturated fat diet. However, this does not suggest that diabetics must completely avoid pizza. In other words, limit your intake of processed carbs like pizza and other high-carbohydrate foods, and focus on complete, nutrient-dense foods instead. Summary. Pizza is not off-limits to those with diabetes. To maintain a nutrient-dense, well-rounded diet, it's best to keep your pizza consumption in balance.